up everybody, I'm Ev Gojo and I'll bring you guys the finale of What If the Naruto team was in Dragon Ball. Now as I left off in the previous part, with of course Naruto and Sasuke being incredibly strong, but of course Boku and Vegeta were able to surpass them after some time of their training. And of course Boku and Vegeta of course would have battled Beerus like in the original. But of course Goku gets Super God like in the original with the help of Naruto as well. Naruto tried his best to help Goku alongside Sasuke with their fusion, actually able to slightly match Goku's power in his Super Saiyan God form just a bit when it's pushed to his absolute limits. The version of Naruto and Sasuke, known as Saku, would have practically used counter of his most powerful transformation on top of Susanoo. Of course, Bruce still be impressed by the power, the Saiyan, and the two mortals. He'll be pretty impressed. Eventually, of course, he'll still defeat them like in the original, like he did with Goku in canon, so they almost like would have lost. But of course, Bruce will actually not be bored of the fight. He actually enjoyed it a lot, and he has never seen a more being this powerful before. Of course, he decided to actually test out both Naruto and Goku, so he decided to take them to train with alongside Sasuke and Vegeta since they're very strong. And he can tell that by the motivation between Goku, Naruto, Vegeta, and Sasuke are very strong. Of course, Boku and Vegeta were able to surpass Naruto and Sasuke because then gain God Ki, while Naruto and Sasuke are just focused on trying to achieve God Ki on its own. For the Saiyans are much more natural because of their transformations, while for, you could say, humans like Naruto and Sasuke, it's much more difficult to practically harness it, since they don't have the eyes like Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan God, so it's much more difficult for them. But of course, it does give them the basics and helps them trying to get it. Of course, Sasuke most likely would have gotten a little bit better than Naruto since he has much more better chakra control, so most likely he'll be able to get much more better. But of course, Naruto is still strong himself, so he'll most likely be able to catch up with Sasuke. Of course, both of them are far behind Boku and Vegeta due to their new transformations like Super Saiyan God and Blue, which were able to perfect thanks to their training. With Boku and Vegeta training with one another and having motivation like sparring partners like Sasuke and Naruto, and then fusing and use their fusion to practically use its max power against Boku and Vegeta's powers, they're most likely able to perfect their Super Saiyan Blue transformations. Now, I would say that the fusion is as strong as Boku and Vegeta in their Super Saiyan Blue state. I would say that the fusion is strong as in one of them in their Super Saiyan Blue forms, like Goku and Vegeta, so yeah. Of course, Don will still continue to train on Earth alongside Boruto. Boruto will get the ultimate form or the mystic form from the old Kai by training with Gohan. In this timeline, Boruto is not cocky or anything like that. He is serious and knows to not underestimate his opponents like his father. So he's much more mature and knows how to train. Of course, Boruto and Trunks have trained with Boruto since he's kind of older than them, so they're able to train with Boruto. With Boruto also teaching him how to grow stronger, as they were able to get Super Saiyan 2 and master it. With of course the help of Boruto, they're able to get even stronger. Of course, the origination of arc will still go the same as the original, with Frieza being revived, but eventually something would happen. A crack in time will appear as Madara will appear. With Madara being confused where he was, but he just shrugs it off. He then looks at Frieza, asking him if he knows Naruto. Eventually Frieza will explain about what happened on Namek and eventually everything else. Of course, Madara will be pretty impressed and eventually tell Frieza that he can help him gain even more power if he decides to train with him. Frieza thinks that he was actually about to do this training by himself, but if he has a training partner, maybe he'll get much more powerful by training with someone instead of just him training. He'll most likely be much more faster, a lot more better, and he'll most likely save him a lot more time. Both Madara and Frieza decide to train for the next 6 months. By the end of the 6 months, both Madara and Frieza have become stronger. Eventually, Naruto, Sasuke, Goku, and Vegeta would have actually sensed their keys, and eventually they would have on Earth using its transmission. Well, Naruto and Goku would look serious as they look at their opponents. Of course, both Naruto and Sasuke will be in shock as they realize that Madara was here. They thought they did defeat him a long time ago. How is he here? How is he even alive? It shouldn't be possible, should it? They were pretty confused as Madara asked him that ever since they disappeared, time in their world was stopped, but he could still see everything. And everyone was as well. So, yeah. But the time for them was moving much slower. So, he's actually not seen Naruto and Sasuke for 2 days. Which actually surprising since Sasuke and Naruto have been here for more than 10 years. I mean that time in their world is actually much slower than down there. But both Sasuke and Naruto actually does not actually want to return. They have their lives, their families. By the way, this new world, or dimension as well, has become their new home. They don't care if they come back there, because Naruto remembers his past. He kinda does not want to come back, and Sasuke actually agrees with Naruto, simply as they find their new home, and they don't want to leave it. Madara would just shook her ass Sasuke if he really thinks that that he did not pick up on the information that Frieza told him. Madara power up is he'll be in his awakened form, and eventually he'll use the Kaioken, simply showing the power of the 10 tails within his body. Madara explained that he was able to absorb the 10 tails after able to gain incredible strength. Madara also trained in his mind by the time the world has stopped, so he has been going stronger, but he also trained with Frieza to increase his power. Eventually, both Naruto and Sasuke will decide to face off against Madara, with of course Madara facing against both of them as he fights both of them. While Frieza in this time is actually much stronger thanks to Madara in his constant training. Madara basically will put Frieza through torture mentally and physically, so that will push Frieza much further than he would have been in original, with him actually perfecting his golden form to achieve true golden Frieza. Of course, both eventually stronger than their counterparts, but in comparison to this Frieza, he's much stronger. This Frieza also possesses a Sharingan, because of Madara able to give it to Frieza by forcing it into his eye. Of course, Frieza did yell in pain, and it was incredibly painful, but Frieza was able to endure it. Of course, Frieza then decides to battle against both Goku and Vegeta, and he's able to handle both of them at the same time. Surprisingly, both scenes, as he had never seen Frieza able to dodge their movements. Frieza's power is equal to theirs, but his speed is not. But with the Sharingan, his speed is way beyond theirs. Of course, Frieza will continue to dominate their battle using the Sharingan, while both Naruto and Sasuke will be pushed back by Madara. Since Madara is much stronger than both of them in base, and it's simply that he can use the Kaioken multiplier even higher because of his Ten-Tails durability. Of course, Naruto would have actually been informed by Kurama that he can finally use even more of his true power. Eventually, of course, Kurama would have told him about the Baron mode, which can only activate if Kurama sacrifices his life. Of course, Naruto thinks is too risky, but Kurama actually explains to him that due to Naruto getting so stronger, Kurama is going so strong that he can only need to sacrifice 50% of his life force instead of his 100%. Meaning that he'll be weakened, but Naruto's power will be immensely increased. Naruto decides to accept that, as then a power up will start to begin. As Naruto will grow a Fox Heroes as his Baron mode will be fully activated. With of course both Vegeta and Frieza alongside Sasuke and Madara being in shock as Naruto accesses Baron mode. With of course Naruto looking serious and ready to fight. Of course, Madara will be in shock as Naruto appears in front of him, punching him in the gut, sending him flying. With just this punch, Madara is in shock as he feels the immense blow. It was like he was hit a million times, not just this one punch. How? How is this possible? Madara thinks to himself, but Goku and Vegeta are not distracted by it. Instead, they fuse to Gogeta, and with a powerful Stars Breaker, they're able to annihilate Frieza. Madara sees this as he damns Frieza. He should have trained much longer. He's damn bastard in his goddamn ego. If it wasn't for his ego, maybe they would have won. If it was just letting them train a lot more, maybe they would have defeated them. But since he let Frieza's cockheads get into his head, just like he did in the past. Naruto would then ask Madara to leave, and maybe he will spare him. But if he doesn't, he will kill him. Madara just lastly telling him that he is much stronger than ever before. How is this thing that Naruto, before Madara can finish his words, Naruto pierces Madara's chest. With Naruto telling him that this is a technique he learned from Beerus. He knows that the Shorin wanted him to learn this technique a long time ago. Even though he didn't want it, he decided to actually learn it. As Naruto says, Hakai, eventually erasing Madara. Everyone was actually surprised by Naruto actually using Hakai, except Sasuke and Vegeta, since they both have actually able to use the Hakai as well. With Sasuke actually being much more natural with the Hakai due to his power and the Susanoo. Which of course Goku and Naruto would have trained with ways to achieve Ultra Instinct, with Naruto actually trying to achieve it in his Baron mode, while both Sasuke and Vegeta were trying to achieve the power of Ultra Ego, which is a power that only a destroyer is able to be granted himself. With both Vegeta, Goku, Naruto, and Sasuke getting their own passive power, they continue to train, with their sons also train themselves. Of course, Gohan would have continued to train with Boruto as they get much stronger. Now, of course, Boruto will most likely have much more potential than his father because of him being quite strong, so yeah. Of course, by the time of the Tournament of Power, I'll say that the Goku Black does not happen because Goku and Vegeta are much more respectful to the gods because of Naruto and Sasuke. Because they actually do respect the gods, and they have learned to respect the gods, so yeah. By the time, most likely the Goku Black would not actually exist in his timeline, so yeah. So we are straightly moving on to the Tournament of Power, and you guys are asking me why that not actually include the United States vs. USM tournament. Well, One, you can say I have two reasons. One, the team is already stacked, and you can see how powerful everyone is. Two, even one of the weakest fighters like the humans can easily beat Universe 6 because most of them have the Mystic form, or have Kaioken, or I could just say that both Naruto and Sasuke can easily solve the entire universe. So yeah. Even like this, Naruto and Sasuke have trained with Whis and Barret, so they're most likely to be beyond their counterparts' power by a large amount. They're not able to be the same level as Goku or Vegeta, but they're still pretty strong. They're strong in their own right. Of course, when tournament power does begin, Goku and Vegeta are much stronger and much more experienced with their transformation, with Vegeta being much more experienced with Ultra Ego, and Goku being much more experienced with Ultra Instinct, same with Naruto and Sasuke. Eventually, they'll split it into two, as Naruto and Goku would hit on most fighters. Eventually, both Naruto, Goku, Vegeta, and Sasuke were easily able to eliminate two universes with ease, eventually showing that they're indeed gonna get erased. Of course, most of the events of the tournament will still go the same as the original. Now, of course, Frieza is not included in this team alongside Master Roshi, since Sasuke is already stronger enough, so yeah. And with this, of course, I'm most likely to say that when Boku and Naruto face off against Jiren, they activate Ultra Instinct, deciding to actually spare Jiren out of their full power, since Naruto thinks that Jiren is incredibly dangerous and he can feel immense power from him. This Jiren is slightly stronger than his counterpart, but in comparison to Goku and Naruto, and with their current power, they're incredibly strong themselves. Of course, with the teamwork, Naruto's not providing that much of a big of a difference. He's almost as strong as Jiren, while Goku is stronger than Jiren and using Master Ultra Instinct. Both of them are utilizing it, with of course Naruto using his Burn mode on top of it. Well, of course, both Naruto and Goku is able to knock out Jiren, with Vegeta and, of course, Sasuke is able to knock out Toppo afterwards. Eventually, the wish for the universe to be revived will still go the same as the original. So, yeah. And the Granola arc and the Moral arc will most likely stay as the original, but I'm gonna say that the Moral arc will most likely go differently since Vegeta has Ultra Ego, so he will most likely have Hakai Moral before he can get a chance of actually absorbing their full energy. Well, for the Granola arc, I'm gonna say most of the events will go the same as the original, with the exception of Black Frieza because of this. But I'm gonna say that the fusion between Naruto, Sasuke, Goku, and Vegeta will most likely be able to take on Gas and eventually defeat them after some time because of their teamwork. So yeah. Of course, we get on to the end of Z, with of course Goku training Oob, as Naruto is now training the next generation with Goku. Both of them have now become incredibly experienced martial artists, and Naruto actually became the King of Earth. The King of Earth, the previous King of Earth, actually decided to actually let Naruto be the ruler of Earth because he thinks that Naruto is pretty responsible of holding this job. And Goku is actually kind of his right hand man, and he helps him with a lot, like protecting the people and multiple other things. With, of course, both having a job, they most likely get a lot of money, and eventually, most of the lives that will pass on will be pretty peaceful. With, of course, the fighters eventually going up to heaven after many years, with Boku and Naruto having a final sparring match with their best friends. With Sasuke eventually became the next God Instruction for Universe 6, and Vegeta became the next God Instruction for Universe 7 after many years. With both Goku and Naruto going to have one final battle with them. Naruto using Master Ultra Instinct, as Goku does the same for Vegeta, with Vegeta powering up to Ultra Ego as Sasuke does the same. And eventually they both will rush against their opponents. Eventually, a men's battle will be majestic, between four powerful warriors, two destroyers, and two of the most powerful mortals. This would have shown the history of the next generation who surpassed their ancestors. And Goku and Naruto knows that, alongside Vegeta and Sasuke. Eventually, both Naruto and Goku would have passed away after old age in the battle that they had with Sasuke and Vegeta. Eventually, they'll meet their families in heaven, being pretty happy to meet them, while they would have watched over their boys as they continue to grow older, and eventually will also meet in heaven as well. But guys, this is the end of the story. I hope you guys enjoy this. I will see you guys in the next one. Sayonara.